This is step 3 in our doodle drawing series, and so far we've added our positive space shapes, we've added negative space shapes around those, we've added detailing, and this is just a beginning part of an example, but today we want to talk about how to add the color using watercolor pencils in this positive space details. So what we have are some watercolor pencils. You need to make sure you're using watercolor pencils for this part, and you can tell that they are in fact watercolor pencils if they have a brush on the side or if they have a silver tip on the end. Now these pencils will need to be sharpened with hand sharpeners, not the electric sharpener, and then they have some really neat effects. So let me show you how to do this. You can still blend colors, and in fact I would encourage you to do that with whatever you're adding color to. You want to do this in the larger areas. So let me show you what else you're going to need. You need the watercolor pencils, as I said. You're going to need a couple of different size brushes, a paper towel whenever there's water involved, and then you need your water bucket. So you need all of those items, and this is how you're going to get started. You just take your watercolor brush, very easy to use, and just like a color pencil, you use the watercolor pencil the same to start, and you just basically you add whatever colors you think would look good for that particular shape or space. The neat thing about these is that you can also blend colors. So if I wanted to add another color of blue perhaps into this creature, I can do that by just overlapping the color as I use these two different pencils. Okay, so far it doesn't look very difficult. You can also press harder with the pencil to add more intense color as you're working, and you can also even use it to kind of create like shadowing in the area you're working. So imagine this has been filled in, and again you can use whatever colors you want. So let's say we want green eyes. Whatever colors you want. Once you have the watercolor pencil filled in, then you're going to take your brush, and this is the neat part. You add some water to your brush, get the extra water off by just kind of going over the paper towel like this, and then you just kind of go right on top of that watercolor pencil, and as you can see, it begins to change the watercolor pencil into paint. And a lot of students really like this effect, and they like to be able to control the color as well as they usually do with a color pencil, but then change it into more of a paint-like effect by simply adding water. Now you do need to be careful when you're adding your water on top, because these are not magical color pencils. If you go outside the lines, as you can see, so does the watercolor pencil. But this is a really neat tool to use, especially for larger areas. Now these smaller areas, the smaller pictures that we have in the negative space, we'll be using regular color pencils because the area is so small, we'll want to be able to control that. So this is step 3 in the doodle drawing project.